Here we go.
That's a fucking healthy pour. Thank you, sir.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sounds okay over there?
This is like our first fucking time.
Dude, like,
All over
I should
again.
probably start the problem and the clock, huh?
We should.
Problem and clock started. I guess we just started how we always started.
Let's just get back on that bicycle.
Yeah, welcome back, you motherfuckers. It's been a long it's been a long time since me and Jack been in the studio, man. We're gonna catch you guys up on some things in life, and you know, it was summer, and we have kids, and we have vacations, and we had plans, and we had a lot of things going on, and then we got thrown a curveball in the middle of it. So I'll try to get through my portion of this today. Let's talk about what we're gonna drink. We're gonna float some fucking some whistle pigs.
Yeah,
because they're like. There's like splashes left, so we'll have a splash of this. So this is the Whistle Pig 12 from when Javi was here, and he graciously gave us this. So thanks, Javi. We're going to drink this to you today, and I know that JJ said we're probably going to try to wait until, if you follow us on social medias, JJ put out that we were going to wait until September 9th, I believe, to release an episode, I think is what it was. But, you know, everything that we have going on, man, we can't just stop. We can't just stop life.
it's been almost a month to the day.
Yeah.
Because I left for the East Coast on the 26th of July.
Yeah.
And you and I hammered out a whole bunch of episodes.
Yeah.
And it is now
1 month later.
1 month later.
Yeah, so me and Jack haven't been in here to do this in a month. And for all of our loyal listeners, man, I apologize. A lot of my guys know what I've been going through, and it's just been a fucking rough month, man. So we're going to drink this Whistle Pig 12, and we're going to talk. We don't really have a topic today. We don't really have anything on the agenda. We just want to get back in here and put something down, man, because it's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, there's no apology needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you took a vacation.
Yeah, no, true story. Yeah. You know, and for the people who listen to us and don't know us personally, you're going to understand why here in a little bit. But to everybody that has been around for me and called me and checked on me and everything, man, I really appreciate everybody. It's nice when you preach a thing, and like I always say, man, like I'm really bad at it. Like I don't want to take that phone call. I don't want to have that conversation, because when you're in a bad spot, man, you know what's coming in the conversation.
Yep.
And it's going to beat you up and drag you down. And
yep.
But you have to talk about it. You fucking have to, man. So let's pour this fucking 12 and talk about it.
Yes, sir. So while he's doing that real quick, obviously, as always, YouTube Shattered Wisdom, TikTok Shattered Wisdom, Instagram Shattered Wisdom Podcast. I am Shattered Wisdom _Jack. He is Shattered Wisdom _Jerett.
Yep.
X Shattered Wisdom and shatteredwisdom.com. Go on there, check us out, talk to us.
We also moved the Dofo dinner. I don't know if that's been put out yet, but we because of everything,
yeah,
and because we haven't been promoting it, and because of all the things, we are going to move that to another date in time, because literally we have not fucking done anything for it.
Yeah, TBD.
Yeah, so if you bought tickets, don't worry, you're going. If you still want to buy tickets, don't worry, there's time. But yeah, with the things that have been going on in life, we kind of put it off. Are we doing questions or no?
You fuck it.
We haven't done a question in a minute, but
And
cheers, brother.
there we go. Oh, let's see how relevant one of these fucking questions is going to be for today's topic.
If it's bad, just throw it away.
Just said, no.
This
is a big giant one. We'll see.
Jeez. We got a listener question, and we'll be able to take care of somebody with something.
Tyler wore his Shattered Wisdom shirt to work.
Did he?
And it caused a serious uproar.
Did it?
I had a couple people like, why don't I have a shirt? And I said,
Ooh, do you listen to the podcast?
I said, Tyler plays along. He follows the rules.
Yeah, there's rules to this shit.
And they were like, what? I'm like, listen to the podcast, write a question. If your question gets pulled, then we ask it on the air. You get a T-shirt.
You get a shirt, yeah.
And they're all like, oh, I just think it was favoritism. Oh, I was like, kind of, because he listens to my fucking podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler.
Loyally. He tells people about it.
Yeah, appreciate you, Tyler.
Although his fiance he sent me a picture of his fiance in the shirt on the same day. He's like, she took this and she said it hers now.
Looks like you got to jump on her account and write us a question from her, buddy.
Oh. Okay. This is from Ricky Scott.
Oh, again?
Again.
My buddy, and he I love you, Ricky. Good dude. Really good dude.
This is a good, easy, gentle one. What are your top 5 cereals?
Ooh. You'd get the same answer if you asked me what my top 5 serial killers were. I don't know. I don't eat cereal.
Oh, really?
Not anymore, man. So I like Cookie Crisp. I liked Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries.
Oh, yeah. Because it destroys the roof of your
Because it
mouth.
fucks you up, yeah.
You can't eat anymore after that?
I like Fruit Loops growing up.
Uh-huh.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes.
All time favorite. And you know what I actually really liked, man, was the Frosted Mini Wheats.
Yes.
Like, because there's sugar on one side, they were fucking good.
I would agree with all you except the Cookie Crisps. I never really had Cookie Crisps.
It was just fucking cookies and cereal.
Yeah. But Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks was good.
I would substitute yours for Apple Jacks.
So you know what they made once upon a time ago, which was fucking terrible, and this is why they stopped making it? Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
What?
Yeah, that was a cereal.
How?
They just cut up Rice Krispie Treats and put them in a box.
Boxing. Just put milk on it, fatties.
Yeah, fucking here's to your generation of diabetics.
No, you can't put milk on it. You have to put Sprite on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, thank you, Ricky Scott, for being a continued listener and a good friend.
Those are several of Ricky Scott's questions
we've opened several from and they're good. They're not like fucking game questions of like, would you have sex with a dog?
What's your favorite animal to have sex with? Wait, what?
Yeah. If you could fuck one animal. Oh, man. All right. Do I get into my thing?
It's really kind of a lot of yours unless you want me to talk about it.
It's been a couple days, man, and I'm going to try to get through this as best I can. So, my dad passed away almost a month ago to the day. I mean, it's something that I've been dealing with and going through, and if you listen to the show, my mom's husband also died, so I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about my dad.
Your biological dad.
I'm talking about Pops, man. I'm talking about Pit Stops with Pops. You know, the person who meant the most to me, man, and we kind of revolved this thing around our dads and how we wanted to involve our dads and get them you know, on this thing with us and tell us about their lives and how they grew up and how things changed and things like that, you know, and it just happened, man. It just he went to bed one night, didn't wake up.
Yeah, it was real sudden. Your brother called me. I was on the East Coast. We were leaving Chatham. We had just had lunch. We were leaving Chatham. There was a car full of us, and I was just like, what? Like, oh my God, like what, when, how, you know? Yeah. And Kendra initially thought it was JJ and that Murphy had died.
Right. I thought when JJ told me that, she said her dad died.
Yeah.
Because I was like, not my dad.
Yeah.
My dad just beat cancer. My dad beat cancer 3 times. Like, fuck off. Like,
your dad was as tough as they fucking come.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore, man. So, when JJ called me, and I said, how? Car accident? Did he die in a car accident? Like, that would make sense. You know, like, he's 68. My dad was, you know, young. And
well, he's got that, he just bought a Corvette. So he's out fucking around, you know?
Yeah, you know, and I could picture my dad in that Corvette fucking turning, you know, that bitch sideways down the fucking road and and some fucking minivan comes up and clips him, you know? And that could have been my dad's story. But no, man, died in bed. So Jack was gone. Jack was on the East Coast. I went out and spent a week in Tennessee at my dad's house helping my stepmom Laura get everything taken care of. And trying to come to grips with it, man. It's not It's not fucking easy.
No, I can't. I can't imagine being in your shoes. And I know Tina lost her dad
Yeah.
a number of years back, and it really affected her quite drastically. And she's, I hate to say, a good resource.
Oh no, dude. When she came over, like, I keep it open and honest, man. I cried so fucking hard. She hugged me, and I just lost it. And she cried, and she's like, I know, like she's like, I know. So that was tough, man. And it's been tough, and I've been drinking a lot, like to a point where my wife is like, hey, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
And everybody processes differently, man. And I
Sure.
I don't want to tell anybody out there how to do their thing, man. And if you're going through something, man, you're not alone, man. We all have our thing. We all everybody's got something, man. That's why it's very important to check in on your friends. And I appreciate Jack for checking in on me, even when I didn't want to talk. He's my fucking boy. He fucking gets it. He understands that I need, to talk, and I got some things going on. And to all my friends who call me, man, like Ricky Scott, man, always checking in on me. David always checking in on me. Chris always checking in on me. Tyler checking in on me. Like, we have a very solid core, and I didn't put it out, man. I didn't put it on Facebook, and I didn't, try to. It's mine. It's my thing, and it's
Well, but it's yours to deal with.
Yeah, and it's just tough, man.
How you see fit. Like you'll see a lot of there's a lot of stuff like Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald died of cancer not too long ago, and he never put it out there that he had cancer.
See, I think you do people a disservice by not letting, because
Yeah.
when people die suddenly, man, it's a lot of regret. It's a lot of I should have this, and I should have picked up more phone calls, and you can beat yourself up all day. You got the time that you got.
Yeah. I'll really commend the guy that I don't know who it was that officiated Pop's service.
Yeah. Oh, that dude, he was solid.
He was amazing, and one thing he said is, today is when you stop saying, I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda.
Yeah, because you beat yourself up, man. You get the time that you get. Nobody knows, man. Nothing's promised. Nobody knows where we're going, man. So tell your parents, man. Check in on your loved ones. To fucking if you have estrangements, if you are not friends with your people or your family because of something that happened, you got to put that shit away. You got to find a common ground. You have to come together. Because I have aunts and uncles who weren't invited to my dad's fucking services.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't talked to him forever, and you miss that. Like, that's... Your family's all you fucking got at the end of the day. Like, your friends are cool, man, but your family's your family.
Yeah. And like you, like me, I have a small family.
Yeah, no, dude, fucking... It's not getting any bigger.
Dude, I'm done having kids. My sister's done having kids. Like, we're narrowing down.
Yeah, and a lot of your family is on the East Coast, right?
A lot of my family's on the East Coast. A lot of my family, too, is older. Yeah. My dad was almost 40 when he had me.
Right.
So his brother, Uncle Brad, he got hit by a tree and died.
Yeah, see, another thing, man, like, fucking... You just don't know, man, like, stupid stuff, man, like...
Yeah.
That show, A Million Ways to Die, man, I mean, it's fucking real.
Oh, Uncle Brad, they could do a thing on him, 100%.
100%, like, because fucking how and who and fucking...
Yeah. But, like, it's funny you mention the time you have left, so obviously Pop's passing has really affected me in that way. Like, I sat down with my dad. He wanted to review some change orders on a project he's working on. He's two massive bikes.
He's like, a book, right?
I'm like, let's go. I don't care. I'll sit here all day with you. I'll talk about whatever, just being around him. But my mom and my sister are going through some shit right now.
Yeah.
And I won't go deep into it, but my mom and my sister are at odds.
Right.
And one of the last nights we were on the East Coast in my parents' house, my mom and I had a very solid, candid talk. Mm-hmm. And I kind of put the screws to her. And I was like, look, Mom, Pops passed away, and it really bothered me.
Yeah.
And like, you need to start to look at your mortality. My mom is 4 years older than Pops was.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is, he was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was fine. Like, you don't know what's going on inside your body.
Yep.
You have no fucking clue. Like, he cooked dinner. He went to bed. Yep. Like, he had a normal day. You know, and we take it for granted that we were gonna have more time. You know, but
sure.
Man, if that didn't fucking show me and everybody around me, like, tomorrow is not fucking problem. Do it today.
Oh yeah.
Tell your people you love them today. Check in on your friends. Don't be like, oh, you know what, man, I should really call this guy, but I'll call him next month. Yeah. There might not be a next month, man. You just never know, man. And it hurts and it sucks and it's not fair.
No. I was telling Tyler at work about when your dad passed away and all that kind of stuff, and was kind of chatting with him, and he just stopped and he's like, I need to call my dad.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't talked to him well. He's like, fuck, dude, I need to call my dad. I'm like, you probably should.
Yeah. No, dude, like, if you're out there listening, man, and like I said, man, if you have an estranged relationship with your parents for whatever reason, try to mend that shit. And I saw people that I haven't seen in years at my dad's services, and you know, they're like, hey, man, I miss you. Like, fucking, I don't know where we fell off and what happened, but, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, man, you know, it's life and things happen and people change and blah, 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 blah. But if you look at it like my buddy Dion, I've never met his son till this weekend.
Yeah.
And he's 2.5. Like, I just haven't fucking, it's not like this far. It's not like we got crazy things going on.
No, but you grow up and you grow apart.
Right.
And, you know, and it, people think like, oh, you know, when we moved up, we used to live in Temecula. We moved up to Eastville.
Yeah.
Our parents, both Kendra and mine, are still like 45 minutes away. My parents, when they're home, we're like,
right.
oh, we're going to see them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
We'd never see them.
No.
And they're down the street.
Yeah.
Kendra's mom, we'll go like 3 or 4 months without seeing her. And she's 45 minutes down the street.
Yeah.
We could meet halfway. She could come see us, but we just... Kids have stuff and life has stuff and we have stuff, and it's just like trying to find a spare minute to do anything like that is difficult.
Well, and so that's what I said when I showed up. So it was me, Jeremy, Zach, all my dad's boys, and my cousin Rob, who my dad raised. We all showed up, and my thing was, we should have done this before this. Because you can drop everything when you have to.
Yeah.
But you don't make it a priority in the interim when you're like, we should go. We should do this. We should set this up. It's not a big deal when it's a priority. I had to go. I fucking dropped everything. I called my boss. I'm like, hey, and my boss is a super good fucking dude, man. And he was just like, go.
Yeah.
Take whatever time you need.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just go. And he knew my dad, man, and they worked together, and he's just a good dude, man. And my boss is just a really good fucking dude, man. And but you know, like, why couldn't I do that at another time? Why couldn't I just pick up on a weekend and be like, you know what, let's go to Tennessee and fucking shoot the shit with my dad. Let's go surprise him. You know, like, just people let life get in the way, and you really got to try to avoid that, especially people that you. If you think about, like, fuck, I'm really going to miss this person when they're gone, spend some fucking time with that person.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know, man. Like, fucking, it's not promised. So everybody out there, man, the message is always the same, man. Check in on your friends. I promise you that your friends are going through something, and I appreciate my friends who checked in on me, like I said, man. And I didn't necessarily want to talk about it. You know, I was not in a good place.
Yeah.
But more of like, I don't want to talk about it because it hurts to live, you know, it hurts to relive.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's funny, like, I was talking to Tito this last weekend because obviously what she's been through. And, that's one thing she said is a lot of people don't want to talk about it. She goes, but it's actually better for you to talk about it. Like, it's not, and I say, you've heard me say before, like, you got to get the poison out.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to sit here and, like, spend 6 hours a day dwelling in it, but don't be afraid to talk about it. Like, put it out there. Like, that helps you work through it. Yeah.
Well, the first time that I felt better, and I'll say better, was after my dad's service.
That's like the first. It's funny. I was talking with Kendra about this too. I go, I bet Jared will feel better.
Yeah.
it's the first part of closure.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It was almost a month from when he passed
Yeah, it was
to
a long
when
time.
the service was. So you have all that time to like.
Yeah.
It's like closing. That's the bad way to say it, not close the door, but it's like finally like saying goodbye.
Right.
It kind of has settled in. It's actually real.
Right. Yeah. No. And that's the thing too. Like, it wasn't real, man. When I got that phone call, I was obviously in shock and denial. Not my dad. Don't know. Like, somebody fucked up somewhere. Not my dad. And it wasn't until I talked to Laura, and she said that she found him in bed, that I was like, then there's no question. If there was a massive car pile up and hey, we think maybe your dad might have died because there's all this shit and, you know, his car was there. Like, nah, my dad probably walked to the hospital.
Yeah. Either that
no.
or you're going to dig him out in the 2 days and he's going to be like, I need a fucking bourbon.
Yeah. You know, like anything else, man, I'm like, there's no way. But when I talked to Laura, man, and she was just like, he's gone. And I was like, I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it. So I had to go there, right? And even like going there, I'm like I hope he just pops out and like he's like, this is what I got to do to get all my boys together. Like fuck, man, you know. So
that would be a fucked up joke.
Yeah.
And I would be mad.
Yes, but I would be fucking
laugh.
Yeah, I'd be happy at the same time. You know, and then it didn't, you know, and nothing that like if like walking back into this podcast room, how nothing changed. We just walked out of it and we walked back in and everything's here for us. Mm-hmm. I walked into his workspace in the garage and it was like he was there.
Yep.
Like he was there the day before, you know, like, and I found a car list that he had put together, and we'll do a whole episode probably further down the road when I can actually like get into my things and talk about it. But he put together a car list of every car that he's ever owned, and he actually has the cars like Nissan 240Z.
I know it's very well written out.
Yeah, and then all of his Harleys and all of his things. So he and I found that at his workshop, man, where he somebody had picked up woodworking, and he was building benches and smoking weed, man. We fucking we found some of his stash, man. Laura found the rest later. But
good for him. Fuck it. He's retired, dude.
He had a fucking massive stash, man. And you know, smoked out of his pipe and hung out and sat in his shop and tried to piece life together, man. Mm-hmm. It you know, and then sat in his chair and smoked one of his cigars and drank a bourbon, man, and just that's what he did, you know, like that's. It's unfortunate that I have to go all the way to Tennessee to have those memories, you know, but it is what it is. But I just, you know, we each just took time, you know, sitting outside and being by ourselves and listening to nature, man. And it rained one night and just surreal.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't until I did the viewing of my dad that I processed that he was gone.
That would be super tough.
Yeah. So it sucks, man. And I wasn't ready for it.
Oh, nobody would be.
And I, you know, like I even tried to prepare myself. Like, okay, I'm going to go in here and be tough.
No.
Fuck, no. Like,
no. Dude, trust me. When my dad goes, I will be in the same boat. I will be
yeah. No, dude.
as much a mess.
And all of us, man, we were all just a mess, man. We just couldn't believe it. It just happened so sudden.
But I will say this though, like Joe and Kendra's Joe's dad had ALS, and it took,
which is terrible.
It's terrible, and what Kendra said, she goes, it was so terrible to watch him go because you had this strong, healthy man, and we just watched him deteriorate. Right. And she said, mentally with ALS, you're still there, but your body just shuts you down. Yeah. Kendra's dad had cancer, and they gave him 2 years, and he made it 2 years, but the last month, he was on it. The cancer had gone to his bones, and he was on so many pills. You'd walk in, and he was a body.
Right.
And she said, I don't know if it would be better to go suddenly or else, because everybody, when Kendra's dad was passing away, everybody came and said goodbye.
Right. Which I think it's a catch-22 for me because I know my dad would have hated it.
Yeah.
My dad would have fucking hated it.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that. And this is, if my dad was going to go, this is how he wanted to go. But we're selfish.
Oh, yeah.
We want to be able to say goodbye and say the things that we don't necessarily say.
Yeah. But the good thing for you is you and your dad had a good relationship. And you guys didn't go out on bad terms.
No, man, we actually had a really good relationship, and we always have, since I lived with him and I was a knucklehead, and then I went into the military and trying to follow in his footsteps.
Was still a knucklehead?
Yeah, still a knucklehead. You don't really grow out of it, but transitioning from the transition that you make from a dad to a friend, we were there, and selfishly, man, I just wasn't ready.
I agree. None of us will be.
No, but he would have picked that. That would have been, because he had cancer 3 times, and he used to tell us, like, I'm not doing this shit again.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, he's tired, man. Like,
I'm tired.
He's like, I don't want to do it. He's like, it's so much on your body.
Yeah. My grandma did the same thing.
Yeah.
The last time she had cancer, they're like, we're going to start chemo. And she was like, no. I'm done.
I gave him a hard time about that because he told me he was being selfish. I said, yeah, it sucks. I get it. But you got grandkids and us, and people are just selfish, man. We want other people's times for ourselves, and that's the selfish part of us. But letting go, man, is fucking tough. It's fucking tough.
Yeah. But it's a day by day.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And that's one thing you and I were talking about. You were saying you're upset because you can't fix it.
Yeah.
And I had to tell you, like, bud, this isn't something you fix. This is a wound that's always there that you address. And I think Tina probably said it best too. Tina said that it's like a backpack. Your grief is like a backpack that you wear every day.
Splash.
Yes, sir. And
we're moving to smokestack that little Nathan brought, and little Nathan has a race on Saturday.
He has a race on Saturday. We're excited. We're gonna be there. You gonna be there, yeah, bud?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go support that little fucker.
But Tina said your grief is like a backpack. You wear it every day, and some days it's heavier than other days.
Oh yeah.
And it's just something that you wear, and it's just there forever. And it's how you manage it. It's how you deal with it. It's how you talk about it, get through it, speak with your friends, take a walk, go hike, do something. It's everybody's.
You got to do something because
therapy's different.
You can't. You can't do what I did, and I just shut off.
Yeah.
And I just ignored everybody. Like, I just didn't care, And I started drinking fucking heavy, and it's not good, especially in a family setting, man. I got a kid, who wants me around, and I can't just be fucking buried in a bottle all day and all night and fucking, wake up in the morning and just start all over and him see that, and he's 9, man. He doesn't understand, he knows that Papa's gone, but he doesn't understand the life, and just he doesn't understand. He's not.
Yeah. So
and it's not like I could explain to him like, well, I'm fucking drinking every day because I'm sad, and fucking kid, man. He just comes up to me and just hugs me. He's like, hey, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. It's part of life. And I'm like, can you just be 9?
Yeah, dude.
Like you just be 9, dude. Just fucking, just fuck off. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Don't be so fucking mature.
And you know what, man? It's funny, man, but he helped me a lot, man. Just being my kid, like.
Yeah.
now I get to do all of those things that my dad did with me, with him, you know, and I get to enjoy that time, you know, and I wish he would have known my dad, you know, growing up, but he got some time with him, and it just it goes fast, man.
It does. It
But,
does. But it'll make you, not that you would need to know this, but it'll make you appreciate the moments you have with your son more, and it will make you kind of make him appreciate those moments that he spends with you more.
Yeah.
But it's already, it's had a positive effect probably on a lot of people in your life that you don't even see that are now going, fuck, I haven't talked to my dad, my brother, my uncle, my this, my that.
Yeah.
And if it gets somebody else to start a conversation or pick up where somebody left off or do something like...
Yeah, man, like, even if you're on good terms, man, pick up the phone. If you're driving to work, man, give your parents a couple hours to sleep in. Like, your dad's up at fucking crack of dawn, but...
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, man, if you're driving to work and you're listening to this, man, and you're thinking, like, fuck, man, I haven't called my dad in a couple of weeks. Or your mom. Like, this is big for me because I have a great relationship with my dad, but... you know, my mom's husband passed, and I moved my mom one block over. My mom lives down the fucking street now.
Yeah.
So I can, you know, I tell my mom all the time, like, hey, she's like, well, I don't have a barbecue. I'm like, I live a block away. I have a barbecue, you know, like, you live down the street now, you know, and growing up for me, after I left my mom's house, my mom moved all over the fucking place. You know, my mom was living in, like, Death Valley, and then she was in Montana, and she was in Lake Isabella. Like, my mom didn't live down the street. You know,
they were in Yuma? Was the last place, yeah?
They bought a place in Yuma.
Okay.
That's where they were going to retire to. But I'm telling her, like, you know, like, you're down the street now. Like, you can just pop in and say hi.
Yeah.
Like, it does. You don't have to call me and fucking make sure that it's okay. You're my mom. Come by. And it's funny because she's like, I'll probably see you as much as I've seen you before. And I'm like, you live down the fucking street.
Come over.
It's a two-way street, Mom. Come by. You know my fucking schedule. You know when I'm home. If my truck's in the driveway, I'm home.
Kendra had some little rough patch with her mom.
You're up?
A while back. And her mom's boyfriend
was Silver Fox?
The Silver Fox was like, you know, Kendra, you never call your mother.
Oh, yeah.
And she looked at him and she says, you know, Mike, a phone works both ways. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of looked at her and he was like,
yeah, what do you say to that?
Fair enough. And he was like, okay, I'll talk to your mom. And she went, okay.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. That's like the friends that I saw the other day. They're like, hey, man, you stopped calling. I said, because I was the only one calling.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I'm a better friend than you are, I don't need you. You're leeching off my friendship, man. I got other people who are important to me who call me and check in on me and make sure that I'm okay.
Well, and at the service, every person that got up and spoke about Pops all said, like, he always checked in.
Yeah, dude.
He checked in. He must have. Thank God he had unlimited minutes, or his phone bill would have been. Because he used to call me, text you. If he's texting me, I can't imagine who else he's texting.
Yeah, he's texting everybody. So I had the opportunity to go through his phone. So Laura wrote everybody on his phone.
Yeah, she answered a couple texts that I sent to him, and it scared me. The first one I got was like, "Oh!"
Scared the shit out of me. She liked one of my things I posted about him on Instagram, and I was like, on his profile, and I was like, oh fuck, like, are you around, you motherfucker?
Yeah.
So she texts everybody out, you know, on his phone, and she's like, hey, I want you to read these messages, and I was not. In a position to do that.
No.
like I'm like, you know, everybody had read them, and I'm like, what you guys don't understand is that me and my dad shared this industry. Uh-huh. So all of the people that you're writing are also friends of mine.
Yeah.
Who I have been talking to, and I can only imagine, you know, the things that they're saying, and every single person said the same exact thing. Every single person said the same exact thing, man.
Yeah.
And it's just a testament to who my dad was, you know, and like how I said in my opening statement, or my opening speech was, everybody called my dad Pops.
Oh yeah,
like fucking everybody.
Oh yeah,
and he was just a good dude, man, and it's a shame that there's not more like him in the world, but you know, we have your dad, you know, and your dad's fucking great, and your dad called me right away from Scotland.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And when he gets back into town, I need to let him know. But
He's told me, he's like, if Jerett needs some like fatherly stuff,
yeah,
whatever it is, he can call me. I said, I know, Dad. He knows he can call you. And I said, chances are he probably will. And when we'll see you,
I'll have some questions. Yeah, man. So like,
get a big hug.
When my mom's husband passed, first person I called was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, this isn't gonna be me. I need advice. What do I need to do to start taking steps to make sure that I'm taken care of for life, that my kid's taken care of,
Yeah.
and where do I need to be and what do I need to do? And I think we talked for like 2.5, 3 hours that day. Me, him, JJ, and Laura, we were all, talking and just, he was that go-to person,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, I don't know what the fuck to do about this or think about this or whatever. Like, let me get a second opinion, He was in my industry, so like a lot of work stuff, I would just fucking call him. I got fired from a company or whatever, I would just call him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you think I should do? And he's like, fucking, first of all, you should go fuck them right back. So
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So to not have that soundboard is gonna be tough, man. And I told Laura, like, you were the voice of reason behind my dad, and you guys, I know, like every time that I called, you guys had a conversation about my thing. So I said, I still need that, and Laura's been in my life since I was a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, like probably two. I think her and my dad been together 36 years or 35 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's a huge part of my life, and I told her, like, I don't want to lose that. Like, I don't want, like, because you're my stepmom and my dad, passed. I don't want it to be like fucking, well, you don't have to call me anymore. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't like, no, like you're as much as my mom as anybody. And I'm gonna need that, and she's the link to my dad. So I told her, like, hey, if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna just fucking call you and hope we can figure it out.
Sure.
So it's been a fucking wild one, man. And like I said, man, I didn't want to not do this podcast because of my thing, man. My dad was very, keep going, keep doing it, keep living your life, keep fucking, don't, my dad wanted to party. He didn't want us to be sad about it.
We fucking partied.
Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't shit out my liver.
Yeah. Kendra told me we partied for Pops. We did the funeral. We came back, and I was like, I don't want it to be a crazy late night. Going to the gym tomorrow. We want to try to this. We want to try to that. Cigars, whiskey. Yeah. I drank, I don't know how much Angel's Envy. Smoked cigars. Laughed and joked with everybody. Met up with everybody. Cried. All that kind of stuff. Came home, went to bed, got up the next day and went to the gym. Yeah. And she's like, how did you go to the gym today? And I was like, I wanted to throw up. She's like, you were really drunk last night. I'm like, and?
I think I stayed up drinking with Laura until about 3 o'clock.
Oh, God on you. I got home at 10:30 and was
and we were laughing and crying and joking and talking memories and sitting out there, man. And just around the fire pit, it was me, her, and her friend Kim. And I remember just... Kim got up at one point and she's like, well, I gotta pee and it's kind of late. And I looked and it was like 2:45 and I was like, yeah, I should probably take my ass to bed because I don't know how I was still drinking. I drank my fucking weight in fucking liquor for sure. Yeah. And the next day I woke up not in a good fucking place, man. Like, no, but JJ's like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't move.
You're like, call Sammy. Yeah. I'm just going to lay here, have her put 7 IVs in me.
Yeah.
And then I will become a human again.
Yeah, that was pretty much what my conversation with her. And Hunter had a soccer tournament, and we didn't go. And then he got hurt, and there, just a lot of stuff, man. That I knew I wasn't going. I told JJ, like, we're doing this thing on Friday. Don't ask me for fucking shit on the weekends. Oh no. And this was last weekend, was it?
Last weekend, yeah.
Yeah, fucking yeah. So recently,
dude, I went to the gym and came home.
Yeah.
And Kendra's like, "What are we doing today?" I was like, "Nothing."
Nothing.
It took every ounce of energy I had to live through that fucking workout.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rinse my body off and lay on this couch, and it was the first time in a long fucking time that I've laid on a couch and we just watched movies all day.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for the girls because we were like watching a movie in the den.
Yeah.
And Charlie loves it. Charlie loves TV. And it finally, it was like,
she does.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, God, I feel really bad. Like, Charlie's been watching TV for 12 hours. And Kendra's like, you know what?
Once in a while,
it's okay. Mm-hmm. We can come back to life tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, because at the same time, like, you need to have time for you, right? And you guys were there for me, and I appreciate that. And you guys were here, drinking with me. And it wasn't a light event. I mean, it was heavy.
No, I mean, we had fun.
Yeah.
It was I think the perfect send off that Pops would want.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? It's the same thing. Like when my grandma died, she left us money for a bar tab. It was great and fun and all, but there was that elephant in the room that no one could get away from.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But we told funny stories.
Yeah.
We laughed and joked. I sat in the grotto by myself, smoking a cigar across from an empty chair where Pops used to sit.
Yeah.
And just had a moment to myself when the whole party was going on
right.
and everybody was laughing and joking and doing all their kind of shit. And I sat there with a whiskey and a cigar like Pops and I used to do at a lot of your parties, and just had a moment 5 minutes to myself. Mm-hmm. Came back out, came back to the party. It was just, it's exactly what he would have wanted,
right.
but there's no chasing that heavy tone away.
No, and so when Laura got here, she drove in from Tennessee in her Corvette, in my dad's Corvette. She drove from fucking Tennessee to here, and now is driving home in his Corvette. And she got here and she's like, "Do you have enough whiskey?" And I was like, yeah, probably.
If I don't, Jack's got some, Jason's got some. We'll call it some fucking reserves.
Yeah, she was like, let's go buy some things that your dad liked, and so we went to Total Wine, man, and I don't know, we picked up $200 or $300 worth of bottles of whiskey and floated a lot of them, man, and we have some for this podcast, man. So when we pop those on the podcast, it'll be a special bottle for us. But it's as much as I fought it, man. It's like a weight off your shoulders to talk about. I'm not doing this alone. No. And that's the thing is like. I shut down, dude. Like I just, I internalize everything, and then it's a me and it's a pity party, and I can't do that. I realized like in the moment I didn't realize like that I was drinking heavy every day. I had no idea.
Sure.
It wasn't until I stepped back after JJ said something that I was like, I'm drinking a lot.
But like you and I are the same in a lot of ways. Like I internalize a lot of things, and I don't want to burden somebody else with my stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's already sad. I don't want to make them sadder, Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, no, we're all on the same page.
Yeah, but you deal with it, and you're so cerebral and you're so internal that you're drinking and you're not even thinking about it, and then you're just doing it, and then every now and then you're right. You got to get checked.
Yeah. Well, it was just it was just going down I now have such a different palate because I drink so much that I can like have a better appreciation for whiskey now because it was so much, man, and so often that it's like now I pick up on different notes and different keys and different tones and things that I may have missed before. Like I obviously enjoy a good glass of whiskey, but there was some that I was having that I was just like, God damn, like this is phenomenal. This is a really good bottle, and maybe it's because I was fucking 12 deep at that point. I don't know, man, but
it goes two ways. Like some people drink to numb the pain,
right,
and some people drink to just feel something,
right.
It's funny how everyone else is wired differently. Is that we all kind of function differently, but it's part of the process, right? There's 7 stages.
Well, and I didn't ever think of myself. I enjoy a drink.
Sure.
I never thought that I would then turn to it for comfort. I never thought that.
No, but it's a social thing, right? So we all do it socially, and it's just something you do. But then there's always key phrases and things we remind ourselves. You get, oh man, God, today was such a rough day. I need a drink. Do you really need a drink?
No.
And it's just something like our parents have said. Yeah. It's something Pops has said. It's something my dad said. My dad's like, I need a whiskey right now, or I'm going to murder somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it's just as
And
good.
my mom
I'll
has
walk
said,
around the block.
yeah. But my mom has said the same thing. Like, give me a fucking glass of wine before I kill somebody. Kendra used to come home super upset at meetings.
Yeah.
And she'd come up the stairs and I'd have a glass of wine out, like to a marathon runner, and she'd grab it out of my hand.
Yeah.
So it's a pre-programmed thing. It's something we don't think about, but
well, and you know, like,
it's okay.
You just don't look at it like that. You know, like I didn't look at it as, and I'm gonna say I didn't have a problem, but I probably drank a lot more than I should have, and I'm lucky and fortunate to have JJ and good friends who can tell me like, hey, like, dude, that's enough, or hey, man, you drank that whole fucking bottle at dinner, you know, like fucking, are you okay? And it's not like we're mixing it. I mean, fucking drinking this shit straight. Like you start putting a dent in a bottle, man. People notice, like, fuck, hey man, you all right?
I bought a bottle of Angel's Envy on the East Coast the day that Jeremy called me and told me about Pops. We came home. I'm like, we need to stop at the liquor store.
Yeah.
And I bought a bottle of Angel's Envy and tried my damnedest to put a big dent in it. And that's the first time I've thrown up from drinking in a long time.
Really?
And I was like, ooh, I don't want to do this anymore. That was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But you have also acknowledged, like, hey, it was getting out of hand. It's time to dial it down. Yeah. I'm going to stop it. It's been a month. It's not to say you've been drinking a bottle a day for a month.
No, but on occasion. But
you're dialing it back, and you're not. It's not going to become your life now.
No. And it's funny how different things hit you differently. My dad was a very big, important person in my life. It fucking wrecked me. And I just broke down and just hit in the corner, man, and drank a bottle. Like, it just fucking, I didn't know how to process it because he was that person to me. You know, like, other people, you know, my mom's husband passed, and I was just like, I'm here for my mom. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a million people die a day, man, and it's not that every single person had a big impact on your life, but, like, there's key people, man. Like, if they pass, man, it's a heartache. It breaks your heart, man. So,
well, it's funny how you say that too. So Kendra's dad passed away. Mm-hmm. We're at that funeral. Bunch of people are crying. Mm-hmm. I'm not crying. My dad's not crying. My mom, my mother-in-law, my wife, my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law's boyfriend, who she'd been dating for like a year, is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, you little bastard. Yeah. You knew nothing. And Kendra's looking at me, and afterwards she goes, why weren't you upset? And I said, this is not my time to cry.
No, I'm here for you.
I'm here for you. Yeah. And Kendra's dad and I we were buddies. Yeah. He was never like a father figure. He was nothing like your dad was to me.
No, he was a good dude.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
But fast forward like a year later, and the neighbor that lived across the street from my parents, his wife died. Mm. And we had known them probably 15 or 18 years.
Yeah.
His wife died, and I started talking to Kendra about it, and I just fucking fell apart.
Yeah.
And she goes, hang on. My dad died like 6 months to a year ago, and you didn't fucking bat an eye. Yeah. And now Eddie's wife died, and you're a fucking mess. And I said, yeah, Eddie's wife died because he talked about his wife dying, and it made me think about if you died.
Right.
And that just wrecked me. And she was kind of like, okay, I see that. So
and that's how I was like with Hunter. Like, I'm like, I can't leave you. Yeah. Like, I can't. Yeah. I can't put this void in your life. You know, like, and we obviously have, you know, our children and our families to live for, but like, at the end of the day, man, like, our kids need us more than fucking anybody.
Well, we need to die at like 90.
Yeah. No, dude, and it's funny because me and my dad had talked about that. Like, he's like, well, if you retire at 55, you got to fucking put away 30 years worth of money because we lived well into our 80s, and that was my dad's plan, man. My dad fucking, I was pretty sure I would die before my dad. Pretty fucking sure, man. By the lifestyle I live and the fucking how healthy he was, man, and I mean, my dad walked and my dad drank fucking gallon of water a day, and he worked, and I mean, like, he didn't slow down, you know, and they just built these motherfuckers different back in the day, man. Just no stopping them.
Oh, the world is a worse place for losing Dave Medberry.
100%.
Like that. I wish we should start man camp.
Yeah.
which should be like
Yeah.
a month in the summer, and all of you fucking 40-something and unders can show up and have people would be like, my dad and your dad could be head counselor, and you could actually teach fucking modern men what it's like to actually be a man.
Yeah.
And they would all be shocked.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, after 4 weeks of it, they would have all been so fucking thankful.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have changed their lives incredibly. And I feel no fucking shame saying that. Like, they don't make them like they used to. You and I are close replicas.
Yeah.
But we haven't suffered like our dads did.
No.
Our dads have both been shot.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been shot. I don't know. I don't. You've never been shot.
Never been shot. No, fuck no.
Like, we've never been in war. Well, you have.
I've been on a boat.
On a boat, but like, our dads were in war. Our dads were shot.
Yeah.
In war.
Yeah. Yeah. Bullets
Like,
in them.
They fucking killed people. They did shit. Mm-hmm. And we are a much softer generation of the softer generation. I think you and I are probably tougher, stronger, harder men than there are most, but
Right.
there are less of us now than there were.
Yeah. So I got a hold of my dad's. I got a hold of his service record and things, and I got to see his MOS. You know, he was a Marine Corps Scout sniper. So my dad was a fucking one of a kind. You know, 1%, like just badass motherfucker
In Vietnam.
in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at his rack of ribbons, man, and he did 2 tours in Vietnam.
Yeah.
On the ground, you know, like fucking,
Which just adds to the badassery.
Yeah. And then he was in the Philippines, and I was talking with JJ's dad, and he was like, "Yeah, there was another conflict, so your dad was probably fucking stationed in the Philippines, but over fucking dealing with the other conflicts." So, there's a lot of things I don't know about my dad, man. I know that he killed people for a living. I know that for sure. But with that era, with the Vietnam vets, man, you don't ask. You don't ask.
Your dad, like my dad, were guarded in that sense, and that they didn't want us to experience the traumas that they experienced because they knew it. It was a way that they were shielding you and I, because my dad is exact same like your dad. There's a lot of stuff I've heard some of my dad's Vietnam stories.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, that's the tip of the iceberg.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, son, number one, there's a lot of stuff I'll never talk about on your podcast. But number two, there's a lot more stuff I will never talk to you about, period. Yeah. And it
was a terrible time in life. Yeah. When you so wars, man, like we said, man, on a different episode where there used to be rules, right? You used to be gentlemen.
Rules of engagement.
Yeah, you used to be a gentleman.
Yep.
And then this fucking guerrilla warfare where these guys are hiding in fucking trees and putting these fucking traps for you and...
Oh, yeah, we fucked that up for the British.
Yeah, dummies. But I can't even imagine... It's like if somebody came to war here. I know all the hiding spots. I know where I'm going to go. You don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And it was terrible like that, man. And these guys were kids. I think my dad was like 17 when he joined, and they're children.
Well, that's a key point you say. They're kids.
It's kids. You can't get a fucking grown man to go fight a war. They know better.
No.
But these kids, man, you can tell these kids, like, hey, you're going to make a difference. You're going to be somebody.
So 9/11 happened in 2001?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was 20, and so were all of my friends.
Yeah.
And that fired up a bunch of my friends that went and joined the military and went over and were corpsmen, were folks worked on submarines, were on Navy ships and did all that kind of stuff, but they fired them all up. We're going to go over there. We're going to make it right. We're going to this, we're going to that. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah, what the youth doesn't realize is that somebody's got to go do it, and it's not your politicians.
I got in a huge argument at a Christmas party. I'll never forget it. It was a Christmas party at our friend's house, and this guy was just this older guy. I was 20. I don't think I was 21. I might have been 21. But he was talking about the war in Iraq, and we're this, and we're that, and all this, and all that. And I looked at him, I said, we who, motherfucker?
Yeah.
I said, all my friends are over there right now.
Yeah.
And I said, you and I are standing here at this fucking
Having
Christmas
this
party
conversation.
talking about this. And I'm at 21 years old, mind you. I'm, I don't know, 5'10", 135
Yeah.
pounds, a scrawny, drunk fucking kid. And this guy's at me, and I just crawled right up his ass.
Yeah.
And he kind of went, oh, fuck. And I go, my friends
Yeah.
are fighting this fucking war, and you can stand here and have this stupid fucking opinion.
Yeah.
You don't know shit, dude.
Well, you know what's funny, man, is it's like a time capsule, right? So you leave
Yes.
and you're gone. The world doesn't stop.
No.
Like, I remember I came home and the first fucking iPhone was out, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And everybody had one. And
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? And music, man. You're listening to something, they're like, this is old. I'm like, this is the first fucking time I've heard this.
Like, this is the greatest shit ever. They're like, well, they have 7 more albums,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, don't worry, there's more. But that's the thing, man, is like you don't realize, man, that even us sitting here right now, somebody's out living in a ditch, having a bad fucking day, losing a friend. And that's what people don't understand about the military is you might think that we're not at war, but we're not at peace. Like, there's missions being ran all the time.
Oh, yeah. There's always a new asshole.
Yeah, no, and our military doesn't get to fucking take a day off. Like, that's what most people don't understand. I worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for 6 to 9 months with all my buddies. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, didn't fucking matter. Birthdays, Christmas, holidays, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
None of it fucking mattered, man. You're there, you're at work. You're fucking out there.
It's just another day.
Just another day. And you are so out of sight and out of mind that people don't even consider that you, and it could have been my people, are not there with them.
They remember you and they praise you when you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's too late then.
Yep.
So call your fucking friends, man. Like, we're gonna wrap this motherfucker up, but and we will get into an episode about my dad's list and my dad's things and things that I wanted to talk to my dad about that we'll figure out. But I'm just so grateful, man, that we got to get him on the podcast and I have that recording of him laughing and joking with us.
Oh, absolutely. That's gold.
Yeah. So I haven't been able to go back and listen to my voicemails, and I haven't been able to do a lot of that kind of stuff, but read text messages or look at old pictures. But eventually, man, I think there'll be a day where we can sit down and get in here and talk about it, and it'll be a little easier, man. I don't think it ever goes away, but
I will forever save his text messages in my phone.
Yeah. So
here's one thing I'll say to leave the listeners and stuff with something that struck me very deeply at Pop's service. The officiator said, grief is the price we pay for love.
yes,
Dude.
he was solid, dude. He was solid.
Tina, so we saw Tina last week and we had dinner and she said, my brother said that to me a long time ago.
Really?
And I didn't think about it. And then when we were at the funeral, the guy said, grief is the price we pay for love. And Tina was standing behind me, and Tina was like, she said, it took every fiber of my being. She said, I wanted to leave. It hurt me so bad because my brother had said it. But I mean, if you really think about that, like, let that marinate. Grief is the price we pay for love. He said that, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we said, man, this is kind of just an explanation and kind of a view into what we've been going on and like I said, man, very early on and often, man, that we're open and honest and we have lives too, and we want you guys to be able to relate, and we don't want to be able to, or we don't want to be the ones telling you like, hey, you need to do this if we're not doing it ourselves.
Yes.
We're just two dudes who fucking deal with shit too, man. We got fucking problems and trauma and all of our own things too. So don't think you're alone, man, and don't think that, we're just some fucking assholes on a podcast telling you how to live your life.
Yeah.
But I want to thank everybody, man, for being there for me. It meant the world to me, and if you didn't know, and it's because I didn't put it out, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Don't be like, well, I would have called you if I knew. No, don't feel bad. I didn't put it out because I don't need a million I'm sorries.
Yep.
So I'm putting it out now, and I'm in a good spot and I'm in a good space, man. And I'm I'm letting you guys know my things, and we're back, man. We're not shutting this thing down, man. My dad would not be okay with that. So we're back, man. Look for us every Monday again. We're gonna get right back into it. We still have an episode with Neil that we need to put out.
Yep.
And then we'll fucking drop this one, and then we'll get back to the regularly scheduled programming of whatever the fuck we decide to do. But like I said, we did move the Dofo dinner. I will get you a new date. Because we haven't. I mean, like this last month, dude, nothing's got done. Like,
that's okay.
Like there's,
it's okay.
There's been fucking nothing getting done. So
you had other stuff to do.
Yeah, I had I had things going. So hey everybody, I appreciate you guys coming out, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening to my story and my things today. If you guys need anything, man, reach out.
Well, Jerett, we all love you.
Yeah, I fucking appreciate it.
And all of our friends, and all our families, and my dad, and my wife, and everybody, like, we love you and appreciate you, and you don't know how much you mean to all of us.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And we need to make sure that you're taken care of the way that you take care of us.
Yeah, so we'll get to that.
We will.
Dinner at your house.
Yes, sir.
When are we doing dinner? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Fucking A. Dinner at Jack's house tomorrow.
This is not an invite.
You motherfuckers. By the time this shit comes out, you will have already had dinner.
You will be late to dinner.
Yeah. Don't just fucking show up Monday night like, hey, man, dinner, right?
So,
no, motherfuckers. And you know what I want to do, man? I want to go to Barcuso.
Yeah.
I want to go see Joey. He just got his new release, his first release. So I want to go.
Saw he's got his own bottle.
He's got his own bottle, so I want to go tell him congratulations on that, man. And then I want to get some of that pizza.
We need to go there and see him, and then we need to get him here.
Yeah.
In the studio and do a proper episode with him.
Yeah, 100%.
We can.
We'll set that up.
He's a good dude.
Okay. Well, we'll check our schedules, and then you moothfuckers, it's not your business, so you won't know.
So
you catch us on every Monday.
yeah, you'll get the good stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry. So, oof, I got you that. Hey, hey, thanks for coming out, man. It means a lot to me that we have this platform and we get to do this. And man, it was something that my dad was very proud of me for, and you and us, Johnny fucking Frostbite over here. Oh, yeah. Jack's name in my dad's phone was Johnny fucking Frostbite. I realized that when I went out there. I'm like, Johnny fucking Frostbite. Oh shit, it's in his phone. It's official.
It's legit. I'm having to change my name.
Yeah. So me and Johnny here. No, man, we appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us, man. And like I said, man, my dad was a big support of this, and he listened and he smoked a cigar and drank his whiskey, and he was here with us. And if nothing else, man, I'm gonna do this for him.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming by, checking on your friends. I'm fine, so don't all of a sudden just feel like you need to call me. I'm fine. Thanks everybody for checking in on me. I love you guys. I fucking appreciate the shit out of you guys, man. Chris Fowler actually went out to dinner with me, and so did Joey the night that it happened.
Good.
Because you were on the East Coast. So I appreciate you guys. And then, man, it's been so long I forgot how to end this. So I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
And this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast, and you motherfuckers are welcome.